Napoleon Bonaparte's escape from Elba is one of the most daring and dramatic episodes in history. This wasn't just a bold move. It was a complex event involving spies, hidden agendas, and political manipulation. In 1814, Napoleon was exiled to the small Mediterranean island of Elba. After his defeat by the Allied forces, the Treaty of Fontainebleau allowed him to retain sovereignty over the island and a small military force. At first, it seemed like an effective solution to neutralize him as a political threat. But the location of Elba, being so close to France, combined with Napoleon's relentless ambition, made it a risky choice. While on the island, Napoleon didn't simply accept his fate. He reorganized the island's economy, improved infrastructure, and most importantly, began quietly planning his return to power. Visitors frequently came to Elba during Napoleon's exile, bringing with them news, opinions, and sometimes strategic hints. One of these visitors, Austrian diplomat General Koller, is said to have hinted that certain European powers might welcome Napoleon's return. Koller reportedly suggested that the British, who maintained a naval blockade around Elba, might not intervene if Napoleon tried to escape. These kinds of remarks, whether intentional or not, gave Napoleon the confidence to plan his escape. Now, let's talk about Charles Maurice de Talleyrand, Napoleon's former foreign minister and a master of political strategy. Talleyrand believed that as long as Napoleon's ambitions existed, Europe could never be truly stable. Although he supported Napoleon's exile publicly, many historians believe Talleyrand secretly encouraged his escape. This may sound surprising, but Talleyrand had a plan. By allowing Napoleon to return, Talleyrand hoped to provoke a situation where Napoleon could face total defeat, removing him as a threat forever. In February 1815, Napoleon's plan went into action. On February 26, he and about 1,000 loyal troops boarded a ship called the Inconstant and set sail for France. The timing was key. Napoleon chose a moment when the British naval presence was weak and European powers were distracted by the Congress of Vienna. Despite the British maintaining a blockade around Elba, they mysteriously failed to act when Napoleon left the island. Some historians suggest the British may have deliberately let him escape, believing it would destabilize France and strengthen their own position. Napoleon landed in France on March 1, 1815, and began what we now call the 100 Days. As he marched toward Paris, Napoleon's charisma and reputation worked in his favor. Entire military units defected to him without a fight, and soldiers once loyal to King Louis joined his side. Napoleon's ability to inspire loyalty, even after his initial defeat, shows just how powerful his influence was. But Napoleon's return immediately triggered a united response from European powers. The Allied forces, led by the Duke of Wellington and Marshal Blucher, prepared for a decisive confrontation. That confrontation came on June 18, 1815, at the Battle of Waterloo. Despite Napoleon's strategic brilliance, the battle ended in his defeat. This time, the Allied powers didn't take any chances. Napoleon was exiled to St. Helena, a remote island in the South Atlantic, where he would spend the rest of his life. Talleyrand's role in these events reveals his deep understanding of political strategy. By allowing Napoleon to briefly reclaim power, Talleyrand ensured that the European powers would unite against him. This unity led to Napoleon's final defeat, cementing Talleyrand's vision of a stable Europe without Napoleon's influence. The implications of Napoleon's escape and final defeat were profound. The Congress of Vienna, which aimed to redraw Europe's map after Napoleon's first abdication, was briefly disrupted by his return. However, his defeat at Waterloo ultimately reinforced the Congress's authority, showing the importance of collective European governance. Napoleon's escape from Elba also highlights the limitations of exile as a political solution. Placing him on an island so close to France gave him the opportunity to plan and execute his return. After Waterloo, the decision to exile him to the much more remote St. Helena showed that the Allies had learned from their earlier mistake. This change in strategy reflects the importance of understanding both the psychological and practical dimensions of leadership when dealing with deposed rulers. So what does all of this tell us? Napoleon's escape from Elba is not just a story of ambition and strategy. It's a lesson in the complexities of power and politics. It shows us how one individual's actions can disrupt nations, but also how political forces can work together to restore stability. What do you think? Was Napoleon a genius for planning his escape? Or was he playing into the hands of others like Talleyrand? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from history. Until next time, keep exploring the past to understand the present.